Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with some more Final Fantasy, and last we left off, we had just made it to the little place. I forget what it's called. The High Road Agency. Before we go outside, let's do some talking. I want to see what they have. So, me personally, I don't prefer these weapons, but if you're at this point and you don't really have the best of weapons, such as, let's say for example, Auron. You just got Auron, and most likely won't have the best of weapons, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy this and equip it. Same thing with Kimahri. Now, I don't know if you talk to the person on the on the road, but you should have gotten something like plus 10 strength or plus 20 magic, something along the lines. If you didn't talk to her, then you could definitely go ahead and buy this. As far as Lulu, you should be fine with Lulu. Same thing with Wakka, honestly. The rest of the people should be fine. As long as you did the other stuff, yeah, you should be fine. But, as far as equipment goes, honestly, I don't really recommend you buy any of this. Unless you're desperate and you need something, anything, for example, Auron. Honestly, Auron, he'll get stuff real fast. I wouldn't really worry about your equipment. I've done a lot of late gameplay with basically the same thing. I don't know why I went to there. But yeah, I've done most of late gameplay with Auron only having no encounters on. Believe me, that's way more useful than some of the things you get. I mean, late game, there are a lot of things that are useful, but for Auron, if you're going to do what I'm doing, I highly recommend you get no encounters. I'm going to show you later on when we get the chance. Yeah. But honestly, the only real thing you'll need late game is, what's it called? I believe it's called Auto Phoenix. That will be really useful. You will need a lot more Phoenix Downs. 4, unfortunately, will not be a lot. But later in the game, that should come easy to you, no matter what. Anyways, enough talking. Let's talk to Lulu.
This might be the last time we can rest like this.
Interesting. How about her?
I've heard that the proprietor, Mr. Rin, is in Al Bhed. But I was very relieved to find that he keeps nothing sacrilegious here.
Alright, so if you come over here, you'll see this little orb thing. Now, I don't have any saved data, but basically what this is an Al Bhed compilation sphere. Now, most of you probably already know what this is, but if you don't, basically all it does is it allows you to load any other saves that you might have. And I just paused the game. But anyways, it allows you to load any previous saves that you had. And that will load in Al Bhed spheres. I don't know why I smacked my lips like that. But let's say you didn't have Al Bhed sphere number 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Then you can go back to another save and load that sphere. When I say load a save, I mean they'll load in the Al Bhed primer. That's all really. Other than that, as far as health goes, your health should look like this. If you're on my end. Tidus, he should be fairly strong by now. I don't know how much you level grinded at this point, but for me, Tidus looks like this. Delay attack should be plenty. You can get those extra 2 levels, but Yeah, you should be fine. Honestly, for me, I'm usually around here, so I'm not too far off from where I'm usually at. If I had level grinded on the roads a little longer, like if I wasn't streaming or recording an episode, I probably would be there. I'd probably stop there. If you're going to do what I usually do, I would stop here. This is the optimal, because this is usually when slow comes in around, and slow is really useful. Anyways, let's stop talking and let's come out here.
Whoa. Check it out. That sunset was different from the one I saw in Kilika. It was quiet, almost gentle. What you up to?
Pretty.
Sure is.
I wish I could live in a place like this. Peaceful. Living with a smile on my face every day.
You can, once you beat Sin, right?
But then, a new Sin will be born anyway.
Well, then you can just beat it again.
I wish I could.
Hey, you can. Trust me. You are the best summoner out there. Yuna, why does Sin always come back?
Sin is our punishment for our vanity. And it will not go away until we've atoned.
How do we do that? What did we do that was so bad in the first place? Ah, was it using lots of Machina or something? Oh, wait, was that such a bad thing, really?
It's funny. Ever since I was young, I never questioned it. But now that you ask me if it is that bad or not, I don't know. There are so many things I don't know.
Well, then we're the same. Oh, such thinking is very unbecoming of a summoner. Sound like Micah?
That's not very nice, you know.
You know, during a game, you have to think of Blitz and nothing else, you know?
Okay.
You can't think, that's a cute girl in the fifth seat from the right. And you can't be thinking about where you're gonna go on that date, because the minute you do, that's when you lose. You see, Yuna, what I mean is, you really shouldn't worry, you know? After we beat Sin, that's when you can worry about the future.
I guess.
But Yuna, how are you supposed to beat something big like that?
The final summoning. It's the only way to defeat Sin. The only way. With it, we can call the final Aeon. That's the goal of the pilgrimage. The faith of the final summoning lies waiting in the far north to greet summoners that complete their pilgrimage. At the world's edge in Zanarkand.
In Zanarkand?
She means the ruins of a city destroyed 1,000 years ago.
You sure it's ruins?
That's what I've heard.
You'll see it for yourself soon enough. Yuna, come back inside.
You will go with us to Zanarkand?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go to Zanarkand to see it with my own eyes. I knew it couldn't be my Zanarkand, but I had to make sure.
Alright. So you've had a good night's rest. What's this? You're a guardian, right? I think this will help. Level 1 key sphere. Ooh. I already know how to use these. If you don't, go ahead and show that tutorial. But anyways, I'm gonna do a little tutorial anyways, because why not? So, this is a little embarrassing. We cannot use our level 1 key spheres yet. But as far as Kimahri goes, if you've decided where to go already, I'm going to do the smart thing and level everything. I'm gonna get everything around here, because the levels are worth it. And as far as where I'm gonna go with Kimahri, I'm debating whether I should go up to Auron's Path, maybe? I'll do that later. But to be honest, Auron's Path seems more tempting. What's this? Steel? Oh, this is Riku. But yeah, I'll do that later. But Kimahri, he should be relatively close to what you want to do. Now, ideally, you would go up here to Tidus, because then you would have two characters with haste. Believe me, that will be insane, and I put emphasis on insanely useful. Like, so much will be done by then. Like, by the time Kimahri gets haste, Tidus will most likely have Hastega, whatever. But believe me, it'll be very useful. Well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe? Where is haste? Hastega? Where's Hastega? Is that it? Hello? Game? Yeah. If you have Hastega by then, you are really over leveled. But anyways, we're gonna run into this guy.
Sorry?
Forgive me, sir. I meant to say pardon me, but it came out in Al Bhed.
Oh, you're in Al Bhed.
I am Rin, owner of this establishment. Hela du Sadwi.
Huh?
It means nice to meet you.
Ah, well, Heli do Sadwi to you too.
If you are interested, Al Bhed primers can be found all over Spira. Finding them and learning our language might be fun. Here, let me give you one in commemoration of our meeting. Although you might want to be careful where you speak our language.
Sorry. Burping in the mic. Wait, Al Bhed number 8. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I hear.
Did I miss something?
That's our cue.
Huh?
Oh no.
Thank.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I miss? Don't tell me I missed. Oh no. I did. What? Oh man. Well, it's not like we were aiming to get all of them, but if you found number 7, good for you. It's on YouTube anyway, so. Still, that sucks though. We could go back later to get it. Don't worry. If you missed it, don't worry. There's always going back. It'll always be retrievable. There's a handful that aren't retrievable after you leave the place, but this one you can definitely go back for. And I know where it is too. I know which one we missed. I know exactly where it is. So, the Chocobo Eater. He has 10,000 health. He's vulnerable to darkness. So, if he's vulnerable to darkness, I'm not to tell you what you should do. You should hit him with darkness. That's relatively obvious. I'm sorry. Let's lower his strength because he still hits pretty hard. Keep Peterson. You can use haste on everyone. And that'll be really useful as far as how many turns you get. If he does that will not be fun. But use haste on Orin as well. And then switch Kamari out and use Waka. Now use Dark Attack. As far as level grinding, there is no level grinding. Just hit him with everyone and you should be fine. After that, you could use Yuna, or you can simply just attack him until he's dead. As of right now, I prefer using Yuna to attack because it just makes sense. It makes sense to use Yuna as your Alright, well Yuna doesn't really get a turn here. But yeah, it makes sense to summon with the Yuna. What do I want to use? Let's use water. What I recommend you do for this fight is you get your overdrive. I recommend you get your overdrive. But yeah, since everyone is pretty much taking their turn, let's summon with Yuna and bring out Ifrit. Ifrit? I think it's Ifrit. Love the animation. It's awesome. So, right off the bat, he's gonna get knocked on his butt. So just attack him. Go all out on the attacks. This is where it gets kind of scary, because he might knock you off here. You don't want that to happen. You're next. Yeah, that's his cue. That's when he'll knock you off. You do not want that to happen. Fist of Fury. Alright, so use Hellfire right off the bat. because Ifrit seems to be almost dead. There's no combination of button mashing you have to do. Just use it. I'm sure you knew this already. I think Ifrit has always been my favorite. There's always been Bahamut, but Ifrit looks so cool. There's no arguing. Awesome. Alright, so he's at 4,000 health. That's a good chunk of health. You're next. Uh-oh. Yep, I died. So, as far as HP goes, if you're gonna level up your Aeon, I do not recommend that you go into HP, only because the amount that you spend and the amount you get isn't really worth it. But next we're gonna summon Valefor. Valefor is actually quite useful in this battle, because some of the attacks he can evade rather easily, and he already has high evasion because of what he is. So, if I'm being honest, I recommend you use Valefor first. But I only used him second because I prefer Ifrit. But another reason why Valefor is good because of Sonic Wave, Sonic Wings. It delays the turn of the attacker. So yeah, I highly recommend you do that, because I just got 3 attacks in for the price of him pointing his finger at me. It might not seem like a lot of damage, but if you do the math, I'm doing 130 damage approximately, like, over the course of rounding up, per an attack. So that's over 600 damage in about 5 turns, and I just knocked him down. So, not only are you getting fast attacks, but you have a chance of knocking them down each time. So yeah, I highly recommend you use Sonic Wing, because even though he used Blizzard on me, I still stunned him. He seems to get auto initiative on Blizzard though, so it's all worth it in the end, honestly. See, right there, just 254 damage, and I knocked him back further. So yeah, definitely worth it. Don't underestimate that attack, just because it's low damage. I think you understand what I mean. See, I just got my overdrive. If I called it overbreak or super attack, then it's probably because I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Z. And overbreak, I recently got into Rondo of Swords, but I haven't really touched the game because that game is kind of stupid. Anyways, as far as Rondo of Swords goes, if you are looking for a good walkthrough to follow, I highly recommend Belte Gaming. He is a great Rondo of Swords player, unlike me. And even though that game is based off of RNG, I highly recommend his playthrough of the first episode.
Thank you so much for saving the chocobos.
Even though it's 2 hours long, and it could use some trimming. Hint, hint. But this was an interesting episode, and so in what's the word I'm looking for? Crap, what is it? In due time, I will not do the road to I will not go forward anytime soon. What is it? Okay, I'm not gonna go any further because what's coming up ahead will definitely put me over an hour, because there isn't a save sphere for a good little while. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? I can just get a chocobo. Yeah, I'm gonna save this for next episode. So, I know this was a rather short video, but what's up next is kind of long, and will probably put me at like at least 40 minutes, and I don't know if you guys want to watch that, and I definitely don't want to cut out all the battles that I have to put up with. But anyways, I'm gonna cut it here. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if that chocobo fight was any use, but in the general gist of things, you should always summon when you don't really have a purpose to level grind. In the upcoming fight, you'll definitely have a purpose to level grind, because the next fight is rather interesting. But anyways, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed, and bye for now.